Taxes. They're a word that stirs frustration in the average person but evokes strategy in the wealthy. In Chapter 5 of Rich Dad Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki pulls back the curtain on one of the greatest financial secrets of the rich, the history of taxes and the power of corporations. To understand taxes, we need to go back in time. Taxes weren't always the burden of the common man. In fact, they started as a tool to tax the wealthy, but history has a way of shifting the burden. Over time, taxes became a means of collecting revenue from the middle and lower classes. Rich Dad would often say, "The rich understand the game, while everyone else pays the price." Rich Dad. Boys, do you know why taxes exist? Robert. To help the government. Rich Dad. Yes, but not entirely. Taxes began as a way to fund wars and public projects, but over time, they evolved into a tool that could control wealth distribution. The problem is, most people don't learn how to navigate taxes, they just accept them. The wealthy, however, have a different approach. Instead of paying excessive taxes, they use the power of corporations to legally minimize their tax burden. This chapter introduces one of the most valuable lessons in financial literacy: how to use business structures to your advantage. Rich Dad. Here's the difference. Employees earn their income, pay taxes, and then live on what's left. But businesses, they earn their income, invest in expenses, and only then pay taxes on what's left. This is the advantage of understanding the rules of the game. Mike. So, corporations get to spend money before paying taxes. Rich Dad. Exactly. The tax laws are written for those who understand them. When you own a corporation, the government allows you to deduct expenses before paying taxes because you're contributing to the economy, creating jobs, producing goods, and investing in growth. This simple shift in structure allows the wealthy to legally reduce their taxable income while building wealth. It's not about evasion, it's about education. Robert. Rich Dad showed me that the rules are different for those who know how to play the game. Taxes, when understood, can either work for you or against you. Here's how it works. As an individual, the more you earn, the higher your tax rate. But as a corporation, you can lower your taxable income by reinvesting in the business. This is why the rich focus on building businesses and acquiring assets instead of solely relying on a paycheck. Mike. But isn't that unfair to regular workers? Rich Dad. Unfair? No. The laws are the same for everyone. The difference is that the wealthy take time to learn how to use them. Anyone can do this, but it requires financial literacy, discipline, and a willingness to step outside the traditional mindset. For most people, taxes feel inevitable, a fixed cost that comes with earning a paycheck. But for the wealthy, taxes are a strategic consideration. By owning businesses, investing in real estate, and understanding tax advantages, they ensure more of their income stays in their hands. Rich Dad. Let me break it down for you. As an employee, you're taxed on your income, and then you get to spend what's left. But as a business owner, you earn, you spend on legitimate expenses, and then you're taxed on what remains. It's not magic, it's math. Robert. So, if we want to be wealthy, we need to own businesses or invest in assets. Rich Dad. Exactly. And remember, a corporation isn't just a big company. It can be something as simple as a small real estate venture, a side business, or even an intellectual property holding. The key is to understand how to structure it. Rich Dad's lesson wasn't just about avoiding taxes, it was about understanding the system and using it to build wealth. The difference between the rich and the poor often comes down to who takes the time to learn and apply this knowledge. Robert. Most people fear taxes because they don't understand them. But what if I told you that taxes are one of the greatest tools for building wealth? The secret lies in education and action. In Chapter 5 of Rich Dad Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki challenges readers to think differently about taxes and corporations. By shifting your mindset and learning the rules of the game, you can turn taxes from a burden into an advantage. Mike. So, the secret isn't just working hard, it's working smart, right? Robert. Exactly. It's about knowing the rules, building assets, and using what you earn to grow even more. The lesson of Chapter 5 is clear. Don't fear taxes, learn them, and don't just work for money. Build a system where money works for you. This is how the wealthy thrive and how anyone can begin their journey toward financial independence.